The political rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union and their respective allies that developed after World War II came to be known as Cold War. Space was an important arena for the Cold War. During the Cold War, these two superpowers engaged a competition to see who had the best technology in space. This included such events as who could put the first manned spacecraft into orbit and who would be the first to walk on the moon. When Russia launched Sputnik, US President John F. Kennedy made a vow that NASA could overtake the pioneering Russian space program and put a man on the moon. This mission was known as Apollo 11. The commander was 38-year-old former Navy pilot Neil Armstrong, and the destination was the Sea of Tranquility. On the moon on July 20, 1969, Neil Armstrong told these words, that one small step for a man is a giant leap for the mankind. Stepping off the lunar landing mode Eagle, Armstrong became the first human to walk on the surface of the moon. This is considered as a big achievement of humankind. To commemorate the big achievement of humankind, July 20th is celebrated as National Moon Day.
After that, many countries successfully marked their signs in moon, but India didn't. Finally, after the launch of Russia's Sputnik satellite, Sarabhai felt that need for India to have a space agency as well. He convinced the Indian government to start the Indian National Committee for Space Research, INCOSPA. His vision and commitment led to the establishment of INCOSPA during the Nehru government. It was later renamed as the Indian Space Research Organization, ISRO.
Indian Space Research Organization ISRO has come a long way since its formation on August 15, 1969. From launching small rockets of just 30 to 70 kg payloads to carrying 4000 kg payloads to the outer space, ISRO has much to celebrate when it comes to space achievements. India's space journey began after Dr. Vikram Sarabhai formed the Indian National Committee for Space Research, INCOSPA, in 1962, a time when space as a scientific field had emerged as the next frontier for human race. At that time, the United States and the Soviet Union were leading the space dominance. In 1969, INCOSPA was renamed as ISRO, Indian Space Research Organization. ISRO was formed with a vision to harness space technology for national development while pursuing space science research and planetary exploration. Dr. Sarabhai started a program for the fabrication and development of an Indian space program. As a result, India achieved many great achievements. Here's a look back at achievements of ISRO.
First is first. Aryabhatta, the first unmanned Earth satellite built by India, was named after a prominent Indian astronomer and mathematician Aryabhatta. Launched from within the Soviet Union by a Russian-made rocket on April 90, 1975. After that, on July 80, 1980, Rohini became the first satellite to be placed into orbit by an Indian-made launch vehicle SLV-3. And on May 20, 1992, Augmented Satellite Launch Vehicle and INSAT-2A were launched by ISRO.
Before moving on to the next, an interesting fact about the moon. The moon shines because its surface reflects the light from the sun, and despite the fact that it sometimes seems to shine very brightly, the moon reflects only between 3 and 12% of the sunlight that hits it. The perceived brightness of the moon from Earth depends on where the moon is in its orbit around the planet.
Coming back to the topic, on October 22, 2008, ISRO achieved one of its greatest achievements. ISRO sent an unmanned lunar orbiter Chandrayaan-1 into its orbit, which discovered lunar water in the form of ice. The spacecraft was orbiting around the moon at a height of 100 kilometers from the lunar surface for chemical, mineralogical and photogeologic mapping of the moon. The spacecraft carried 11 scientific instruments built in India, USA, UK, Germany, Sweden and Bulgaria. After the successful completion of all major mission objectives, the orbit has been reached to 200 kilometers during May 2009. The satellite made more than 3,400 orbits around the moon, and the mission was concluded when the communication with the spacecraft was lost on August 29, 2009. September 9, 2012, glorious day of ISRO history. On that day, ISRO's 100th space mission was successfully launched using PSLV C-21 rocket. It also placed 2 Forging satellites into the Earth's orbit. And on November 5, 2013, ISRO traveled to the Red Planet. India launched Mars Orbiter mission on 5th November 2013. and entered Mars's orbit on 24th September 2014, making India the first nation to succeed on its maiden attempt to Mars. ISRO became the fourth space agency in the world as well as the first space agency in Asia to reach the Mars orbit, and the man comes again.
Wait, did you know what does a lunar day mean? A lunar day is the period of time for Earth's moon to complete one rotation on its axis with respect to the sun. Due to tidal locking, it is also the time the moon takes to complete one orbit around the Earth and return to the same pace.
February 15, 2017, ISRO making a world record by launching 104 satellites in a single rocket PSLV C-37. ISRO launched its heaviest rocket geosynchronous satellite launch vehicle Mark III on 5th June 2017
and placed a communications satellite GSAT-19 into the orbit.
November 14, 2018, ISRO successfully launched GSAT-29 satellite from Sriharikota. The heaviest satellite, weighing at 3,423 kg, aims at providing better communication for remote areas of country. On July 22, 2019, India launched GSLV Mark III, India's second moon mission, Chandrayaan-2, to study the lunar geology and the distribution of lunar water. The mission will make the India fourth country to soft land rover on the surface of the moon after Russia, America and China. The craft reached the moon's orbit on 20th August 2019 and began orbital positioning maneuvers for the landing of Vikram lander. The lander and the rover were scheduled to land on the near side of the moon in the south polar region at a latitude of about 70 degrees south on 6 September 2019 and conduct scientific experiments for one lunar day, which approximates to 2 Earth weeks. But unfortunately, the lander deviated from its intended trajectory while attempting to land on 6th September 2019, which caused a hard landing. According to a failure analysis report submitted to ISRO, the crash was caused by a software glitch.
That's all about the achievements till now. Looking towards the future plans of ISRO include XPOSAT to study cosmic radiation in 2020 and Aditya L1 to the Sun in 2021, Mangalyaan 2 or Mars Orbiter Mission 2 in 2022, Lunar Polar Exploration or Chandrayaan 3 in 2024, Venus Mission in 2023, Exoworlds Exploration outside the Solar System in 2028 and a few more. From this, we can believe that in the coming years, ISRO will make people land on moon and uphold our country's name in the world.